Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Thoughtful Education, an initiative and the Thoughts on Education by Collegedunia.com. Thoughts on Education initiative is to enrich the user experience at Collegedunia.com and try to bridge the long due gap between the vision of the top management, the students, and the parents. Today, we have with us Mrs. Amina Vali, Principal at Sadabai Raisoni Women College, Nagpur. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Garvin. And first of all, I would like to thank Collegedunia for giving me this opportunity to view my thoughts and also to bring forth as to what my college has been doing so far. I am the principal of Sadabai Raisoni Women's College, which is affiliated to SNDT Mumbai. And we have two programs, that is BCA and BSc IT.
Okay.
And we've been successfully running these programs since 2006. And let me tell you, because there's a lot of misconceptions, especially in this area, about SNDT being a deemed university or a private university. It's not. It's a proper state university under UGC. It is the only university in India, because see, every university works under a certain jurisdiction, an area, right? Whereas SNDT has the permission to have affiliated colleges all over India.
Okay.
So it has that privilege. And this is why we've had the opportunity to have their affiliation. And of course, it's A grade accredited by NAC, and so is our college. We were accredited with the A grade last year by NAC.
Okay, that's great.
Over to you, Garu.
So, ma'am, should we start with the interview then?
Yes, please.
Okay, so ma'am, my first question to you is that you have been in the education space for some time now. So what are some things that you find unique to the education sector, and how has been your experience with the institute so far?
See, the education sector is definitely unique in the way that it goes a long way in lessening the gap between the social classes. I think this is the only sector which can do this. And this factor is really, really important, especially in a country like India, which has so much of disparity. As far as the experience with the institution goes, see, Sadabai Raisoni Women's College is a part of the Raisoni group of institutions. And we do have a prominent presence, the group has a prominent presence in Central India. And I have been working with this group since the year 2003.
Okay.
This college was started in 2006 with just 5 students. And now I'm proud to tell you that we have a strength of 725 girls in the two programs that we offer. That is BCA and BSc IT. I have learned a lot along the way, and I'm still learning. Every day, it's a new learning experience, even for me. It's not just that we teach the students, we learn along with them. So overall, my experience has been really, really wonderful.
That's great.
Yes.
Ma'am. So, ma'am, the second question that I have for you is that being the principal at Sadabai Raisoni Women's College, what are your roles and responsibilities towards the students?
See, my responsibility goes way beyond just running the institution. I consider each student here as an individual with different needs. And we try to find ways to enhance their overall personality. Okay? So along with completing the curriculum, the focus is on enhancing the learning so that they're prepared to face the future and be successful later on in their lives. Because being girls, a lot of them come from backgrounds where probably she's the first girl to be educated in the family. A lot of hesitation is still there. A lot of them are not allowed to pursue further education, like higher education after their graduation, or go into get into a job. So then we actually take pains to counsel them, to counsel their parents, so that these girls turn out to be financially independent, which I think is very, very important, which in today's world,
Yeah.
and also confident. Financial independence itself brings about a certain confidence, I feel. So this is what our aim is eventually. So it's not just academics.
Okay. And ma'am, how does the curriculum of your institute ensure the best practice of the industry?
See, as the college is affiliated to SNDT Women's University, we have to follow the curriculum prescribed by the university. But then the syllabus is revised from time to time. In fact, just last year for the academic batch of 2021, we came up with a new syllabus where even my faculty along with the university was totally involved. And
Okay.
along with academicians, there were industry people also who were present while we were introducing new subjects, so that we could actually get in what the industry needed.
Yeah.
But see, again, then there are certain limitations when it comes to the syllabus, because you have a certain number of credits, you have a certain number of teaching hours and all. So in order to further bridge the gap, what we do is this year we introduced courses like Python, mobile computing, Android app development, artificial intelligence and machine learning,
Okay.
cloud computing, green computing. All these subjects have already been added onto the curriculum. But then the needs of the industries keep changing. So what
Yeah.
we do is to bridge that gap. We conduct certificate courses, around 30 hours of programs, which we fit into the same hours.
Okay.
Or we add on on like Saturdays, there are no classes, no regular
Yeah.
classes. So then we have these programs which are conducted on these days. And this
Okay.
is as a part, we do not charge the students separately for this. It goes as what is given from the college. Okay. So special efforts are taken, and along with the technical aspects, we also take as much effort to enhance their soft skills.
Yeah.
Because what I have seen is students coming from this region, the Vidarbha region, do have a slight problem like in communication skills.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but there are quite a few who lack confidence. So then we try to enhance their soft skills by having sessions for those also. And then rigorous campus recruitment training is given to students as soon as they enter the final year. Even
Okay.
before the actual curriculum starts, what we do is like 15 to 20 days of rigorous curriculum, campus recruitment training. And every time a company approaches for placement, we have a pre-placement preparation for them, a workshop.
Okay.
Plus, we take up mock interviews and all, so that when they face the company, they go there confidently. So
Yes, ma'am.
we are actually working on these issues, and this has the results have been seen in the placements. I had around 108 girls being placed last year.
Okay.
So that's quite a big number.
I mean, it's really good to see that the institute is taking such an extra steps to focus on the overall holistic development and not just on the academic side.
Yes. I think that's important. It's not just academics, like I told you. Bookish knowledge will not take you anywhere.
Yeah.
You need to have an all-round exposure, all-round development, which is really, really important.
Yeah.
So
Especially
we work on that.
nowadays. Yeah, especially nowadays when the focus is on the industry relevant skills and all. And these things will definitely help the
Yes.
students when they set their foot out in the real world.
Yes. And we've seen the results. Like I told you, the
Okay.
placements have been increasing year on
Okay.
because of this.
And ma'am, when COVID hit us, ma'am, one of the most important group on which it was hard on was the faculty, because they had to figure out how to first of all teach online, how to use the platforms, how to make the classes interactive and interesting in the same manner. So, like in such a case, how does the institute enhance the faculty skills and prepare them according to the industry standards?
See, Raisoni group itself motivates the faculty to keep enhancing their learning skills. And a lot of these platforms were already introduced to us even before the COVID era.
Okay.
It's like using the Google Classroom
Yeah.
and other platforms. These were introduced. Of course, later on we started using it more regularly.
Yeah.
But it was not that big a challenge. And especially for my faculty who come from the computer background, probably that is why we did not really face so much of a problem. And but then at the institute level also, a number of faculty development programs were conducted. And we used this year, since everything was online, we did have a little bit of time for ourselves on our hand. So each and every faculty used this to attend more and more development programs.
Okay.
So I think the maximum number of faculty development programs were attended during this period. And that gave us an opportunity to improve our technical skills. We have to keep learning. We have to be abreast with the industry and a little ahead of the students also. So, I mean, learning for us will never stop.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, when we interacted with some of the other colleges, so one of the issue that they faced was that the students on their home, they didn't have maybe the laptops or a reliable internet connection. So how did in such a way the institute coped up?
See, in fact, we did not insist on laptops. You don't need laptops. A smartphone is enough. And nowadays, I think everybody has a smartphone.
Yes, ma'am.
And plus, the platform that we were using was very user friendly. In fact, like lectures could be recorded and sent to the students also. And moreover, a lot more facilities. We've been using the Cisco WebEx. So you don't need a laptop. That's a misconception. You don't need a laptop. And then the faculty have been reporting at college, so that we have an uninterrupted session. It's not when you're working from home, there are other disturbances around. So we have been able to put in, and of course, along with their regular lectures, we continued with the extracurricular activities also to keep the students engaged all through the year. And the thing is, what we explained to them when they said internet issues, as there was no other way out, because the university exams also, were being conducted online.
Yeah.
So they had to resolve that problem at their end.
Yeah.
And I think 90%, 95% of them have been able to do it. I mean, first thing, we made it clear, and the other thing is we never insisted on them having their videos on all the time, because that uses up more data.
Yes, ma'am.
So that was one thing where required, yes, but other than that, we let them attend. And of course, the continuous interaction was on, because you keep asking questions. The students were like coming up with their doubts. So you know that they're paying attention. And honestly speaking, we at this stage, it's people who really want to learn will learn no matter what. Ma'am. And even if they're attending physically, there would be some students who would be there physically but not mentally. So this is a fact, whether it's online or offline.
Well said, ma'am. And ma'am, what do you see as the Sadabai Raisoni's Women College greatest strengths?
First of all the students here, being girls, they are my greatest strength. The women power that we have. And learning here is student-centric. And with this kind of approach, we've seen excellent results, with almost 80% of the students scoring a first class in their university exams. We've had university toppers, even though it's Mumbai-based university. And like I already told you, we've had excellent placement in good companies like Wipro, TCS, Capgemini, etc. So, and this is just after graduation, not even post-graduation. This is after. And one of the greatest strengths is the transformation that I see in these girls in the 3 years of their time with us. We call it the Sadabai family, okay? The shy young girl who takes admission here steps out as a bold, confident young lady, ready to face the challenges awaiting them. So that really makes me feel proud, and they are my strength, like I told you.
As you mentioned about the how the transformation happens and all, I'm sure that the extracurricular activities at the institute have a role to play in that.
Yes, we have a lot of extracurricular activities taking place. In fact, what we've done is we've introduced a number of clubs under the umbrella of which different activities are carried out. Like, for instance, we have a technical club, okay, where all the technical workshops, the seminars, industrial visit, we had an international conference last year, and then guest lectures by prominent industry persons, etc. These take place. Then we have a sports club, because I think being physically fit is equally important.
Agreed.
Especially in today's world. So it's like, with online yoga, and tomorrow we are celebrating the Sports Day, International Sports Day.
Okay.
Even though it's going to be online, but then we have that activity on. Then we have a very active NSS unit and a road track club, which imbibes the spirit of social responsibility in the students. Okay, activities such as awareness rallies, health camps, celebrating of festivals with the underprivileged, bring about the factor of empathy in these students, which at times I feel is lacking in the youth today. But I've seen the changes that come about when they take up these activities. Every festival is celebrated with the underprivileged. Like, we've had Diwali celebration at the juvenile, boys' home, and then Rakhi at the jail, Christmas at the old age homes.
Okay.
So these are different places we pick out, and believe me, it's these students who go. I give them the letter to get the permission. They themselves go, communicate, bring the permission, and then they decide. So the entire activity is conducted by the students. We are there to mentor them, to monitor them. That's about it. But the spirit that comes in, of joining in, of carrying out this activity, is really amazing. You have to see that. I have to restrict, because see, when you're going to the jail, you're given permission for just 10 students and 2 staff members. So then it's very difficult at times, because there's so many people, like everybody wants to go. So it's very difficult. So then we leave it to them. You all decide who should be going. So these are little things, and these decisions help them. The teamwork comes in there.
Yeah. Ma'am, are these clubs all student run?
Yes. Teachers are there heading, as in charge, but then they have students under them everywhere, where the activity, finally the in charge is the student, especially when it is offline. So all the running around has to be done by the student.
I'm sure and that activity. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Even when we have guest lectures and all coming in, it's handled by the students. Like the comparing, the introduction, everything is done by the students. So that brings about the confidence. It helps them to get rid of the stage fears. And it's not always the same student who's doing this. We encourage all the other, especially the quieter ones, to come forth.
And ma'am, activities like this, they do allow students to have that decision-making power as well, which again they can,
Yes. And then they are the ones who motivate the other students to participate.
Yeah.
So they do that, like they go and they actually motivate their friends, their classmates to participate. So we have like the maximum participation.
And my next question is that COVID-19 forced almost all the universities in foreign and in India to close down the offline classes. So in such a way, how did your college cope?
We have a high-end software for conducting online lectures. Like I told you, we are using Cisco WebEx.
Yeah.
The lectures can be recorded. We have a facility to take their attendance. We even have a facility to restrict a student from entering the class.
Okay.
Or you can expel a student. Of course, we really never had to use, but these facilities are available. And there's a lot more that you can do. And the examination also was conducted online seamlessly. There were no issues other than a few internet issues which the students may have had at their end, but even those were resolved. And then the activities continued uninterrupted, whether it was webinars, online guest lectures, workshops, everything was on. We even had a national level dance competition. We have this every year. Last year we have it at Vasantrao Deshmante Hall every year. But since this year we could not have it that way, we had it online, and believe me, I had entries right from Jammu to Kerala. So we could reach out more because of this. Yes, we do miss the presence.
Yeah.
Yes, we miss the presence of students here. It's not, the college is not the same, but that hasn't stopped us from doing anything less. We've still kept all the activities on as we've been doing every year.
As it is said that the show must go on, and it's
yes,
the new normal.
The show must go on.
Yeah.
In fact, I think this online has opened up a lot of new venues for us. It has brought in different opportunities. So I cannot say that it's been negative in any way. Challenges, yes. Every time you try something new, there are challenges. But then that is how we take it. It's up to us to overcome them.
And ma'am, what are some of the biggest challenges that you see both for higher education in general and for Sadabai Raisoni Women's College specifically?
See, the gap between the rigid curriculum that we have and the industry requirement needs to be bridged. Yeah. And only then can we say that the education is successful. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
The practical approach for knowledge gaining should be encouraged through summer jobs and the industry visits, etc. Since the university does, most of the undergraduate courses do not have this as a part of their curriculum. It's yes, more or less, the bookish knowledge that they're saying. They're testing a student only on what he or she reads and reproduces.
Yeah.
The practical aspect of it is not that much. We should have, I think, a 50-50 thing of the book knowledge as well as the practical knowledge, especially in these fields of computer science or wherever the technical expertise is required.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is something where the education sector needs to really change. They are coming up with schemes for that. We have introduced, like I told you in our syllabus, skill enhancement, ability enhancement programs, etc., as a part of this curriculum. But then it's fixed now for the next 3-4 years.
Yeah.
The syllabus will not change. So this is one challenge that is there.
Okay. And ma'am, how is the college promoting entrepreneurship within its students and like some of the initiatives that the college has taken in this regard?
See, the Raisoni group has a fully developed incubation cell where they encourage entrepreneurship, okay? And financial aid is also provided. Okay. But what I have seen, the trend, we are trying to encourage the students to go in for entrepreneurship. But most of them prefer to take up a job or go in for higher studies. So I have seen very few entrepreneurs. Yes, once they finish their post graduation, they definitely are. They're students of mine who started their own companies. But
Okay.
just after graduation, very few have this thing. But yes, we have a full backup and support for these girls, whoever wants to get into this, and we
Yeah.
are encouraging them to take it up.
And ma'am, my last question to you is that any suggestions that you would like to give to our current youth and the aspiring students?
See, the youth needs to focus on overall development, not stick to just bookish knowledge. And
Yeah.
this, by overall development, I mean the communication skills, the technical skills, the grooming, and other soft skills. And they have to enhance their knowledge by experiencing the various aspects of technical expertise instead of bookish knowledge. And my advice to the youth is never let the thirst of knowledge, gaining more knowledge, die down. Keep learning, because learning never stops. Till you are alive, you keep learning. So don't let that thirst die down. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. This was certainly an insightful session. So, everyone, this was Dr. Amina Vali, Principal at Sadabai Raisoni Women's College, Nagpur, on the episode of Thoughtful Leaders, an initiative under Thoughts on Education by Collegedunia.com. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us your time.
Thank you so much, Darwin.